whenever a country actually colonizes another country, the biggest challenge that they have before them is to see that the culture and language of that country takes a back seat and their culture and language becomes more important. If I talk about it in the context of India, you must know that the Britishers, when they came to India, they wanted the Indian religion and Indian customs and traditions to be kept aside and their language, that is the English language, and their religion to actually take a front seat. But here in Vietnam, the problem was different. Not only the regional culture, but also the influence of China had to be dismantled. That is, the people, as I told you earlier, were highly influenced by the Chinese culture. So, it was not easy. They had to actually erase two cultures so that they could actually set up their language and their culture in the country. Now, they took up certain measures by which they tried to have their control in Vietnam. Now, what did they do? First of all, they started with the French school, and here they replaced the Chinese language by the French language and also allowed the use of the Vietnamese language. That means they are trying to lessen the influence of the Chinese people in Vietnam. The second thing was that these people understood that they had to actually make French language as the official language so that the people understood the French culture better if they actually read in the French language. Meaning to say that earlier they could have replaced the Chinese language and could have actually started with the French language and the Vietnamese, but now they said that it should be made compulsory that the French language becomes the official language of Vietnam. Now, next is that in 1907 they started with Tonkin Free School, which was meant to spread French culture. Now, in this school, I will be talking about this school in detail in the next chapter, in the next clipping, but here I must tell you that this Tonkin Free School was in fact such a school wherein the children were told to dress up and behave and speak in the Frenchman style. Next is the saddest and the most great effect that the Vietnamese had was when the French people introduced Christianity in India. Now, when they are introducing Christianity in India, you remember my 3 G's which I explained it to you, that they were actually trying to please God. And what were they doing to please God? They were trying to actually introduce and spread Christianity. In India also, if you remember, the Christian missionaries came to India to spread Christianity. Now, this Christianity actually became a challenge to Confucianism and Buddhism, which were the major dominant religion of this area. So, the French people are trying to bring in their culture, their language and their influence and trying to make it deep rooted, whether it was by replacing and having their own language or by opening certain schools or by trying to spread Christianity. So, these were the measures to dismantle the Chinese influence and increase or spread the French culture. In the next clipping, I will talk about 2 schools, the Tonkin Free School and the Saigon Girls School. the wisest thing for the people who make colonies is to actually influence and bring under their grip the intellectual class, and also to revive the education system of the country, so that when people start thinking, visualizing the way you want to, then there is no problem. Similarly, here they try to influence the education system of the country, so that people got influenced by the French culture. Comb in the right hand, scissors in the left, snip, snip, clip, clip, watch out, be careful, don't start doing anything, drop stupid practices and dump childish things, speak openly and frankly, study Western customs. This was the ideology. This was actually there in the minds of the French people when they revived the education system in Vietnam. They felt that what should they be doing? They should be actually influencing the education system. So, here when they started with the Tonkin Free School in the year 1907, they tried to bring in the Western ideas and styles into this school. Whatever the books were, in it, it was written that Vietnam was an uncivilized country and the people were not mannered and they lacked in everything. Besides, even their dressing style was mocked at. Therefore, they said that all the students in this school should keep short haircut. And actually in Vietnam, the culture is that people keep a very long haircut style. Meaning to say, they were trying to actually influence the dressing style also in the school. Now, the students here and the teachers, especially in the junior classes who were Vietnamese, silently protested and taught from the textbook in such a manner that what actually the French people were trying to convey was not conveyed. They tried to mellow down whatever was being written, but in heart of their heart they were unhappy and they did not like it.